Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. So medical physics is a branch of physics in which we apply principle of physics for the treatment of cancer. With the increasing of cancer in India, the need of medical physicists is increasing. So to complete the requirement, different institutes have started a new MSc course in medical physics, and I have called one of the alumni of IIT Kharagpur who did his MSc in medical physics from IIT Kharagpur, and now he is qualified RSO exam, Radiation Safety Officer exam. So let's call him. Hello, Hitesh.
Hi Ajay.
So Hitesh, can you give a brief introduction about yourself?
Yeah. I'm from Haldwani, Uttarakhand, and I did my bachelor's from Kumaon University, and after that I came to IIT Kharagpur. So this is all, and I recently cleared the RSO safety exam, as you have already introduced.
So how admission is taken in MSc Medical Physics at IIT
In MSc
Kharagpur?
Medical Physics, after you do your bachelor's in physics, you can give your JAM exam, and after qualifying that, if you come under the if you qualify for the rank, you can apply for like this MSc Medical Physics at IIT Kharagpur.
So how was your experience?
The experience at IIT Kharagpur, especially for me, was a bit different because of COVID, and as only the first year is in IIT, so that all went into COVID. So we missed on a lot of experiences that we would have in IIT, like the fest and all those things, and as well as the practicals. But still, our teachers tried to do all the things through this through other means. But still, they were too learning about how to do it in the new platforms like this Zoom as well as Zoom. So it was a bit different. And the classes, if you want to know about the course structure, that would be for the first year. We had classes on imaging and physics, nuclear physics, and how you do this measurements of radiation and devices. Moreover, our classes were unique in a way that they were taken by physicians, engineers, as well as physicists. So it was a very vibrant classes. And so in first year, you could have, if you want to learn, you can learn more about this, about AI, how AI is being used in medical imaging, deep learning. If you want to pursue, these are the courses which you can take as electives, and some of them can be taken as extra credit courses. So, and there are a lot of activities which are going on in IIT at any time. So it's not.
So you have a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, you have lot of, but the time is a bit of a constant because you have too many courses. So
You have to optimize.
you have to optimize, super optimize, I would say.
And second year.
Second year we had second year at TMC Kolkata.
So you have to go to TMC.
Yeah, we have
Kolkata
to stay in Kolkata, and we have to go to like TMC Kolkata for a year then, and that was being taken up by the oncologist at TMC Kolkata as well as the physicist working there. So these classes were more from a practical approach to radiotherapy, and it included dosimetry, radiation dosimetry, your brachytherapy, your nuclear medicine. So we were being taken to visit the nuclear medicine department also during this time, and it was about observing the things there, like what are the procedures being done, and it is both observation part as well as theory part. So theory part now as we are in a clinical setting, so it is more about the observing part rather than theory part.
So after 2-year course, you have to go for one year internship.
Yeah, for us it was mandatory to complete the internship. Otherwise, you won't be getting your master's degree. As well as you have to do it in TMC Kolkata itself. And during this time, like, you have to first observe what all the machines that we have there. You have to see for a week initially you are posted there. Then you will be introduced into the department workflow. You will learn the workflow, like how a patient when he gets here, what are the tests being done, how his file goes through different stages, and like it will go through contouring, then you will start planning, then there's QA done. Like in TMC, one of the things which I found was we always do a QA before we start the treatment of the patient. So this was one of the good practices that we followed there, and then slowly as you learn, you will be given opportunities to learn about how your treatment planning system is working, and based on in which RSO you go under, you will be assigned either a breast and gynae team or head and neck team. So I was in breast and gynae team uh, under my internship guide, Mrs. Anurupa Mahata, and I did. I was involved with both brachy, breast treatment planning, and your TBI. So one of the like unique thing about breast treatment at TMC Kolkata is that we do a technique which is a hybrid technique of treatment, where we use both 3D CRT, conventional planning, as well as VMET integration for the boost part. And in TMC, there is the clinicians, the oncologists there perform lot of like research, and they are doing lot of clinical trials. So there are some trials in which like the fractionation scheme of patient is as such that you will be completing your treatment within a week for breast. So this was the HIPOT B trial that was being running there. So these are the unique experiences that you get in TMC. Although you have to work a lot hard there compared to other institutes, and the work hours are really hard. Coming from a place in IIT where you have to just work 5 days a week, you have classes, you are coming to a place where you have to work 6 days a week, and that too for longer hours. So it was a bit challenging at start, but after some time you get into the flow and you start enjoying that part also.
So also about your project, you did one project
Yeah.
after like during your MSc.
Yes,
So can you share the project work?
yeah, I did my project under my internship guide again. So it was about like uh, we do deep inspiration breath hold for breast treatment. So in that, the although what our settings are as such that when the breath height goes above a certain point threshold, we will deliver the treatment. But still, like the planning, that is the treatment planning which has been done, is done on a static CT image. So that is not exactly being replicated during your treatment process.
Yeah.
So I wanted to quantify what was the variation in dose that which our TPS was showing, treatment planning system was showing, how different was it from the actual dose that we are getting. So what we did, we had lot of patients and we took their data, we took down the real breathing patterns which they have which they have during the treatment, and we took that out and we replicated that on a quasar phantom. And it is a phantom which is dynamic, which moves, and we put our phantoms and chambers inside it and measure point doses for it. And we saw that for our treatments it was coming reasonably good, and so we concluded that the breathing above this threshold won't be a won't bring about big differences in dose delivered to the patients. So for this, I displayed this project in Eastern chapter of Ampicon and got second best poster presentation.
Nice,
Thanks
nice.
to my teacher.
Nice.
And all.
And after that, you chose to prepare for RSO exam, Radiation Safety Officer exam.
Yeah.
So Radiation Safety Officer exam is an exam for which qualify you for as a RSO at different hospital. So how you prepared for this RSO exam?
Initially, I was not very much aware about what they ask, because learning medical physics is very different than preparing for your RSO exam, because here then you have to learn about your specific like country-wise there are specific codes of practice that needs to be followed, and these are being taken up by the respective authority of your countries. So in our country, AERB is the authority which takes over all the which is the regulatory body for radiation practices. So you have to go through their guides. Like they are not very different from the worldwide ones, but still there are subtle differences, and these are based on physics principle. But still you have to be very much sure about this, because you are the ones who will be responsible for the radiological safety in the whole department, hospital as such. So you have
It's
to.
a very important position.
Yeah, it's a very important position, and it's a position of responsibility. So you have to go through all those safety codes which the AERB releases, and you have to be aware about them. You have to keep on, even after you complete. You should be updated on those, because that's related to your practice, and that can land you in very difficult spots if you don't follow them strictly.
Yeah, so you have to learn all the codes designed by ARB for this exam. So this exam is conducted in two phases. First is written exam. So in written exam, they are MCQs questions.
Yeah, mostly asking about, yeah, you're correct.
70 MCQs question.
Yeah.
And 10 were true or false, and 10 were fill in the blanks. And other questions were descriptive.
Yeah, 10 marks question.
10 marks question. So and then if you qualify this written exam, you have to appear for an interview. So in interview, they mainly ask the questions That I have shared the video. I have shared a video of RSO exam interview questions, so you can watch that video. So now coming to the interview questions that were asked to Hitesh by the committee. So can you share the questions?
Yeah, few of the question which they asked me were about initially they will ask you to introduce yourself and where you have worked and what are the different equipments that you have handled. So based on it, because I had done TBI there, so they asked me a few questions on TBI, and then they started my interview. After after asking few questions on TBI itself, like what are the what kind of things that you use, what is the energy that you will be using, and why that energy, why not different energy. So these are the things that they ask. And after that, there were 4 members in my panels, and 4 of them asked questions on very different topics. Like they had this, I think they were specialized or something on that. So one of the sir, he asked me about how will you quantify the dose that will be dose that will go to the patient because of your activation in the high energy linear accelerators. So, and then another question that he asked me was how will you if you have some amount of radioactive source cobalt 60, some certain amount of it at certain distance, will it be safe for a worker, radiation worker, and if not, how much of the shielding that you will require to make it safe for the person there. And then he asked, and then there was a ma'am, she asked me about diagnostics, and she asked mostly about what are the advices that you will give to a mobile X-ray technician, to a CT technician, to a fluoroscopy technician, to an interventional radiologist to reduce his or her dose and practice safer and have safer practices. She also asked me about different algorithms. She also asked me about what are the different methods that are being now incorporated into your fluoroscopy systems to reduce the patient exposure. Then I found another ma'am there. She asked me about the transport, what are the different conditions of transport, and what is TI, and all those questions. And then there was a who asked me about nuclear medicine. Why technetium 1999 is called the workhorse of your NM department. What is technetium cow, and what is the equilibrium that your molybdenum technetium generator will have. And so this was all from questions that were asked to me. I might be missing some, but
so let's congratulate Hitesh
thank
for
you, Ajay.
qualifying the RSO exam.
Thank you,
So-
Ajay, for having this YouTube channel. You are integrating all the information that we have about this examination, and this will be really helpful for all the juniors that are coming up to be a better RSO, and also to develop good medical physics knowledge.
Yeah, thanks. So to complete this interview, I just asked about the hobbies of Hitesh. So can you share your hobbies?
I like to go out with my friends. Usually we do a lot of masti that we usually do, and then we have I personally like to play a lot of computer games. I usually play a lot of strategy games like Total War series. So I'm a big fan of that series. And so that's all.
So thanks for coming, being a part of this video.
Thanks for calling me. You are doing a good work, man.